Who really betrayed Conrad, and why did Maeve and Conrad get arrested by police? Beggars Banquet doesn't get much better toward the conclusion. MobLand has spent the entire season attempting to be this dinner scenario. It's meant to be both tense and morbidly humorous, but the characters aren't strong enough to carry that out. Harry sits at the end of the table and hardly speaks, but Tom Hardy could lead a scenario like the one they're aiming for. Many of the images don't even feature him. Rather, we concentrate on Joanne Froggatt, Conrad, Maeve, Helen Mirren, and their honored guest, Alice, Emily Barber. Jan is quiet because she is frightened, and Alice, who has been an exceptionally talented undercover agent since we first saw her, finds it difficult to maintain her disguise after being asked a single-pointed question. The only characters remaining are Maeve and Conrad, both of whom I am increasingly certain are terribly miscast. It's an awkward evening, and not in the way MobLand intended. They yell, brawl, shatter bottles, and make unfunny jokes. To top it all off, Maeve and Conrad reconcile as quickly as they stab each other in the throat with knives and bottles after being detained. It is a miniature version of the series. Nothing that occurs affects what occurs next. Promises and threats are forgotten. In MobLand, the only thing that counts is that we move on to the next scenario before we have to face the consequences of what has just transpired. Going over every plot detail in MobLand at this stage is not worth it. Despite their intersections, none of them appear to be more significant than the others, and they are not genuinely connected in any manner. Although they should supposedly be connected, Richie's, Jeff Bell, encounter with the cops feels quite separate from Harry's, Tom Hardy, encounter with Kat, Janet McTeer. Some of the plots are considerably further distant. For instance, Bella's, Laura Pulver, scheme involving her father and Syrian arms dealers. MobLand insists on regularly displaying in distressing detail Kevin's, Paddy Considine, search for revenge over his sexual assault, but this is a whole other show. Considine has risen to the more complicated narrative, while Kevin has had more work to do than anyone else in MobLand because to this related plot. However, the way this story is handled poorly is a bad indication of what will happen in the conclusion. Kevin confronts the man who raped him while he is incarcerated, but the sequence is handled so awkwardly that I am not even certain that this charming man from London was Kevin's attacker. The plot and tone of the scene are incredibly unclear. Even when Kevin shoots the old man, it's almost a sinister joke. It's unbelievable that Kevin's painful journey is coming to a close, but it seems inconceivable that they would find the time to revisit it in any significant way with only one episode left. Why Jamie did agree to the Harrigan deal. After confirming that Harry has gotten the rat out of the house, Jamie accepts the Harrigan arrangement. Harry attempts to settle the matter before it becomes chaotic because he is aware of who this is. In order to make amends, he must also meet with Kat the next day at 5 p.m. Even though Gina is not feeling well, the meal is nonetheless held that evening. Maeve, a total loose cannon, talks about how marriage is fragile, comparing it to an egg. It's also important to note that she appears to be somewhat uncomfortable when she holds Eddie's thigh. Serafina, on the other hand, gets right to the point. She doubts Alice's intentions and why, considering her surroundings, she doesn't feel a little afraid, but Maeve is the one who makes Alice's uneasiness drop off the Richter scale and get up to leave the table. After that, everything starts. Harry slips away and catches up to Alice, who is busy gathering evidence to plant across the house, while Conrad questions Maeve and their relationship becomes tense. Here, the facade falters because Alice is aware that the game is over. Harry lets her go when she tells him what's going on. As he and Maeve end up at odds, he also keeps it a secret from Conrad. Till the arrival of the police. Despite the fact that Maeve and Conrad are both detained, they end up singing and laughing as they are loaded into police vehicles.